point blank, Atlanta is already a classic. Like, I don't think a show like this will ever come around again. It just gives off such a real feeling. Like, it's really hard to contrast this with how modern society is. Like, all the things that was going on in this episode does happen in real life, and Donald just presented it in such a unique way. Not only is he the creator, he's the executive producer, he's the writer, he's the director, and the executive music producer, and he's gonna leave a really big legacy when he passes, hopefully never. But I just really admire his art and the work he puts out. Like, what in the world can this man not do? Like, I really need to sit down and contemplate this. But anyways, back onto the show. I love the characters and the setting they are put in, and I truly admire the fact that Atlanta was the place that they decided to broadcast this in, because everything that's happening today is in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was a pretty smart move on Donald's part. Now, the characters, I love each and every one of them. Earnest Marks, because, you know, it's played by Donald, and he has a very interesting persona to him. Darius, he's funny as well. Like, I think he's on some influence of some sort. I'm not sure what, but he seems to be out of this world. Paperboy, he's occasionally funny here and there depending on the situation, but at first I didn't like him because he came off a bit ignorant and was like denying help from Earns, and I was like, he's trying to help you make it out there, you're just like pushing him away sort of. But towards the end of the episode, he became a truly admirable character, and it's okay now. Now, something that really caught me by surprise is the casual use of the N-word. Now, it's thrown left and right all throughout the episode. Now, I have nothing against it, but on TV it has a very derogatory meaning, and people feel uncomfortable or just feel some way towards the word. But this is Donald's show, and his point to get across is what it's like to be black, and if you want to know what it feels like, you're gonna have to get the full package and experience it just for the way it is. So another thing I began realizing is that Donald is implementing a lot of secret messages all throughout this show, and I feel as though there's gonna be more as time goes on. You just have to really pay attention to what's going on and not take the subtle details for granted. Now, if you remember that scene when Donald was on the bus and he was talking to the guy in the suit, and they were talking about success, failure, and victory, and how the losers are supporting the winners in the end, and then he told him to eat this sandwich. And I'm pretty sure that meant something, though it did add some comedic value, but you should not just not think about it, because it does relate to what's going on in Earn's life, and it would make so much sense if that was Donald's intention, because he did this for BTI. Every song had some deep meaning to it. You just have to really pay attention. And another scene that could have represented some symbolism is when Darius seen the German Shepherd or whatever dog it was in the distance when Alfred or Paperboy's side view mirror got knocked off. Like, I know Darius was high, but Donald wouldn't just leave stuff like that laying around just for it to be there for no apparent reason. Now come on, that's Donald's forte. He has secret messages in almost all of his work. So the last thing I like to talk about is what happened or went down in the second episode in the holding cell, and there was a lot of homophobia in that alongside with police brutality, right? So this guy, right, he talked with his ex-girlfriend while Donald was in the middle, and they were talking a lot about kinky things and reminiscing on the past. And the inmates just start coming at him saying, yo, your ex-girlfriend really isn't a girl, it's a dude friend. And he started denying these things. He just seemed surprised. Like, I was like, you've been with this person for, it seems like a long time, and did not know this. Now, he could have been a closeted gay and didn't want to tell anyone that he was, because, you know, being gay and black is frowned upon for some odd reason, unfortunately. And he starts crying. I was like, damn, life's unfair sometimes, yo. Life is so unfair. The craziest thing that happened towards the end of the episode was when this guy spit in a cop's face, because he was clearly mentally unstable to begin with. Now, prior to him spitting in this cop's face, he came out of the room and started doing these weird things. Like, he clearly needed help, and Earn was like, yo, is this guy alright? Think he needs help? And the cop just shrugged it off and thought nothing of it and found amusement from it, which was sad. Now, anyways, he starts getting beat up after the incident, and they subdue him in the worst way possible. Now, as soon as that happened, my brain just immediately brung up the race card, because everything they did was a bit unnecessary and uncalled for. Like, they could have done normal procedure, but they decided not to, and, you know, take him down the way they did. So yeah, that happened, and that's all to say for my Atlanta thoughts video, and yeah, peace.